Good morning, everybody. My name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Saturday, November the 25th, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 56. If you're new to my channel, I would like to welcome you. This is a channel where I talk about all my cross-stitch projects, big and small, and I have goals set for every project, and every 2 weeks, I pull some new projects out of my basket to work on, getting those goals completed. And yeah, so if you like what you have to see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. I generally post every 2 weeks. If you're returning to my channel, I'd like to welcome you back. Thank you so much for watching and following along in this journey. Okay, so Saturday after Thanksgiving in America. I hope everybody who celebrates it had a great Thanksgiving. I took my kids over to my mom's house and she cooked. It was amazing. Turkey and the best stuffing ever, and mashed potatoes and gravy and macaroni and cheese and mashed sweet potatoes with the little marshmallows on them, and green beans and rolls and deviled eggs, and what else? Is there anything else? Cranberry sauce. And we had pumpkin pie, and my sister had made some kind of like cream cheese, like apple dip stuff that had like caramel and pecans on. Oh my God, it was so good. And pecan pie. Anyway, it was delicious. I ate so much. I had to go for a walk after dinner because I was like overly stuffed. Anyway, I had a great Thanksgiving. Got to spend it with my kids and my mom and stepdad and my stepsister and her husband and their baby. So anyway, it was a good day. And I did no Black Friday shopping. Well, I bought a couple things from online, like cross stitch, but I didn't like go out shopping like a lot of people do. I don't like crowds anyway. I don't really care to shop in general, so combining the two, yeah, no, not happening. My butt stayed at home. Plus you have to get up early to like get the good deals, and I'm not about that life at all. No, I'd rather sleep. So anyway, I have a lot to show you. I got my board. I worked on every single project this time. I touched every single one. I still got a lot of goals done. Ah, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals completed. I got another finish. So exciting. So I got a lot of stitching done. The lowest amount that I did was like 200 stitches, and that was to complete a goal. The highest amount I did was 1309, and that was to complete a goal too. I'll show you the goals completed after I show you the rest of my stuff though. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is from Stitching Jules Design. I am so not prepared. I don't have my tablet open. Like, one moment, please. Let me pull up Pattern Keeper. I don't want the pattern. I want the PDF. So this is from Stitching Jules Design, and this is called James Dean. And it's a monochrome piece, and that is what it's going to look like when it's done. She had gifted me this pattern. She was doing this a while back, where she, on one of her floss tubes, she has a floss tube. She also has an Etsy page and a website. And she had said, any floss tubers under 1,000 subscribers, reach out to her. She would gift us a pattern that we could do and promote on our channel, and we would shout her out, she would shout us out, blah blah blah. So anyway, she gifted me this pattern, and then I proceeded to buy like more from her. So I've already completed all the other goals for the, nope, I have one more goal to complete of her patterns. And then the other two I completed, and then I have more I'm going to start next year. So anyway, this is James Dean. This is where I'm at with it so far. I did, so my goal is to finish it. I got another 700 stitches on him last night, This is on an 18 count fabric from somebody in the color Hazelwood. I don't remember. I don't remember at all who dyed it. I got it on 123 Stitch. Anyway, 18 count fabric in the color Hazelwood. I wanted it to be kind of like the old photography looking kind of stuff, you know, which I think is turning out great. And so my goal is to finish this. I needed 9,062 stitches. I did 700 on him last night, and I worked down here. I basically got his lips started, but I got the whole like rest of his cheek here. And this is the very edge and bottom of the pattern. So this is the bottom and this is the far edge. So that part's all done. So this section down here is going to be his shirt. And like I said, I got his lips going too. It's looking so good. Let me get you in for a close-up. So there's his hair. So like I said, it's a monochrome, so it's done in all black. And it looks so good. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah. So I still need about 8,300 stitches to complete this piece. These bigger goals that need like thousands of stitches, they're not going to get completed by the end of the year. I was looking at the calendar last night, and I only have like is it counting this one? Counting this one, there's only 3 more Flosstubes until the end of the year, since I post every 2 weeks. And yeah, so I mean, essentially it's like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but we'll just see how far I can get on this stuff. All right. Next up. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I started thinking about something meant like internally, and then I just forgot to say stuff out loud. I'll say it later though. Okay. All right, next up is an old dimensions kit that I have. This is called A Whole Lot of Latte, and that is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for this for the year was to do 18,000 stitches on it. I still needed 13,800 stitches to complete the goal. I think I did about 470 stitches on this thing. 468. It was one that I was working on it a little bit while I was at work on Wednesday. And then I brought it with me to my mom's house and worked on it for a bit over at her place on Thanksgiving Day while everything was cooking. So I wasn't really like counting it. I mean, I was counting the stitches because I needed it for my goal, but I didn't really look at my little clicker thing before I put it up. And sometimes when I put the clicker in the bag, it gets bumped, so it's not always accurate. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember seeing 468. Let me find my clicker. And right now, oh, it's at 447. Oh, boo hiss. Well, I don't know how many stitches I did. You know, we're just going to say 440. We'll say 440 stitches. Because I think it got bumped a couple times because it was on when I pulled it out. All right, so anyway, so this is the whole piece, what I've done so far. I'm just using whatever came in the kit. But I worked mainly up here working on getting this coffee cup done up here. So it's really cute, and I know I'm gonna like it when it's all done, but I don't enjoy working on it. It does not bring me total joy. But I like what the picture shows. So I'm going to keep going with it. I just don't, not really enjoying the whole process here. Let me get some of this extra stuff out of this bag. Okay. So 440. So I need 13,360 stitches to finish the goal. All right, next up. Let me get this stuff out of the bag. I brought this piece with me just in case I worked on this one instead, but I just pulled out a whole lot of Latte. Next up is a piece from Stitch Area on Etsy. Sorry, I'm trying to get, I like kind of put the floss in the bag, so I was trying to get that out. Next up is a piece from Stitch Area on Etsy. This pattern is no longer available. This is called Best Friends Quotes. And here's the cover. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal for the year was to get 12,000 stitches on it. I needed 1,900 stitches to complete the goal. This is probably, out of all my year-long projects, this is the one that's closest to being completed. I didn't get the goal done, but I did do another 700. Where did I do it? I kind of went in a couple different places. So this is where I'm at with this so far. The remaining stitches are not going to complete the goal, but this will be finished next year. So I came up here and I got the F and the red dot. I started working more in on this. I backstitched the broom. I started coming in here on the chopsticks and started working on those. Where else did I work? Trying to like show you, but then also figure out where I did stitches. Oh, I got another one of the 7s completed, the red one. I finished the phrase, "You fell asleep with the bed." I got the word ghost. I got the ghost outlined. I started working on the ghost. I finished the outline of the big fat goalie thing down here. And then I started in on the I know speech bubble. So there we are with that one. I love it. I'm going to figure out somewhere to add in Matthew Perry's name and his year of birth and death. I just got to figure out where, because, oh, maybe I could try to squeeze in, which I'll worry about that next year when I'm closer to, like when I get everything done. I might try to squeeze it in over here, maybe, where I have a little bit more space. I don't want to squeeze it in on like 2 little lines or like 1 square. So, anywho, I was very sad when I heard that Matthew Perry passed. He was my favorite out of all 6. He was great. Okay, next up. Let me show these other ones first before I get to the Harry Potter ones. Okay, next up is from Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Rainbow Castle Max Color. Artwork is by Sarah Marchetti. I gotta find it. My newer ones, where is it? Oh, here we go. Flip it so you can see it better. Rainbow Castle Max Color. So this is 550 by 738. It has 239 colors. It's very busy, but it's very colorful, and I love it. My goal is to get this to 1%, I believe. Yeah, 1%. I needed 2,760 stitches to get that goal completed. I did another 700 on it, so I still need about 2,060 stitches to get to the 1%. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a, I think it's a 32 count easy count Lugana. And that is where I'm at with it so far. And this is page 1. This is the side and the bottom. So I decided that I'm going to finish the goal off working within that page. And I got the little bits of confetti up here filled in, but I'm basically just kind of picking a color, kind of like along this 10 by 10 row up here, and then I'm just working it throughout, and then I'm picking the next color and working it throughout, and then that way hopefully I don't end up with a bunch of ninja stitches at the end. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it so far. So 2,060 stitches to get this goal completed. Next up is California Dreaming. This was one of my year-long goals where I needed a crap ton of stitches to get the goal done, and it's not gonna happen. This is another piece by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Jeff Haney. This is regular size, max color, 700 by 501, has 240 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. My goal was to get this to 25% by the end of the year. I needed 27,036 stitches to get it to the 25%. I did 800. I am currently at 17.44%. And let me, hang on, where did I work? Oh, I worked over here and I got the bikini bottom completely done now, but I was working on getting all the confetti and stuff over here filled in. So this is the section that I worked in. It was right over here, and I got a lot of this filled in. And the ninja stitches up here, I got those all done. So that's where I worked. And I'm doing this 2/110 stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. That's where I'm at with this so far. So next time I pull this out, I think I may try to, I think what I might try to do is maybe come down here. I'll probably change my mind because I've been known to do that. But I may try to come down here and work on getting this part filled in, and maybe try to get this whole side, like work on getting this whole section over here like filled in. And I might change my mind and not do that because I do that sometimes. But anyway, I'm at 17.44%. Ain't no way in hell that's getting to 25 by the end of the year. That's okay though. All right, next up is from Pain Free Crafts. This is Sweet Shop. Artwork is by Steve Crisp. This is now retired. All his stuff retired. When I found that out, that she was retiring his stuff, I saw that he had others. This is what Sweet Shop is going to look like when it's done. It's 650 by 469. I don't know how many colors it is, but that is what it's going to look like when it's done. But he had other shops on there. He had Wool Shop. I have one of the other ones on here, I believe. Did I already load it on Pattern Keeper? I might not have. But he had other shops. He had Wool Shop, Toy Shop, and Pharmacy. So I think there was 4 total. I do not have it on here. There was 4 total. I went ahead and bought them. So I will be starting the rest of them next year in all of my starts. Let's see. I wanted to get this to 1%. I needed 1,650 stitches. I did 700. So I needed 1,650 stitches. I did 700, so I still need 950 stitches to get this goal completed. I'm currently at 0.69%. I'm doing this on a think this is a 28 count, easy count Lugano 1/1 full cross. That is where I am. I had a red thread hanging here and I went ahead and got that filled in, and then I came over here and I started working on this section of the awning, getting that done. So 950 stitches to get this goal completed. We'll see if that happens. This is a possibility, depending on when I pull it. Okay, next up. I'm going to show you my Harry Potter pieces. So this pattern is technically no longer available. Well, not technically. The pattern is no longer available. This is from Stuart Cunningham of Cunning Cross Stitch. He had a Stitch Your Own Adventure going on that he started in 2020 that was Harry Potter themed, and it was up on his website for like 3 years. He just took it down this year because he started a new Stitch Your Own Adventure, and the new one is Middle Earth themed. So if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, I would definitely suggest that you check it out. I'm not currently doing it. I said I was probably going to do it, but don't come at me, but I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan. So it's like, do I really want to, like, I love the idea of a Stitch Your Own Adventure. I may start it after I start seeing other people's, like, how they progress. But everybody who is working on it is, like, in love with it. So if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, go find Cunning Cross Stitch on Facebook. I'm looking for the, here it is. Go find Cunning Cross Stitch on Facebook and check it out. It's a free pattern, and there's so many elements to these patterns. Like, so this is really the only mock-up I can show you, because this is the, even this is gonna look a little different, but every section in here is different. Like, I'm doing this 3 times, one for myself and then one for each of my 2 boys. And all 3 of ours are going to look different. And once I start getting into this thing, you're going to see what I'm talking about. But I am going to be changing a couple of the elements up here. I want to put a howler right here on mine, which I'm sure once the boys see it, they're going to want one too. I also have a pattern for the sorting hat that I'm going to throw in my house flag parchment once I get to that part. But what I did was I picked parchment 1 for all 3 of ours, and then I picked an additional parchment for each of us to do different, so that I could kind of keep them straight until I started getting some stuff completed on them. So I ended up pulling, last video, I ended up pulling all 3 of our pieces. So the first one I'm going to show you is Lachlan's, and for his, I wanted to complete parchment, like the outlines, not the inside, of course, parchments 1 and 3. I wanted to get these 2 parchment outlines done. His was the least furthest along. I don't know why, but his was the least furthest along. So his is not completed just yet. Hang on, let me get, I have a thread hanging. Oh, because I was done for the night, but I had a lot of stuff left. So on Lachlan's, I got 800 stitches done. And on his, I'm just doing this on like a 16 count ivory Aida. So this is where I'm at with this so far. I don't iron my stuff. So the dark brown outline of parchment 3 is done. And I've started like this, the fading in part, whatever you want to call it, is completed up through here. I just have this little section right here to get done on parchment 3, and then parchment 3 will be done. I believe it's like 3 different colors, and I want to say that I have I might need one more darker brown, but I feel like nope, I see it. So all I have left is this section right here in the cream color in 746 to get parchment 3 done, and then I have to finish parchment 1. and then parchment, and then this one will be done. So Lachlan's is still in play. Next one I'm going to show you is Peyton's. This is the one I did the least amount of stitches because it did not need that many to get the goal completed. His was the furthest along. I don't know why I was working on his so much. But his goal was to get the outlines of parchments 1 and 5, which were this one and this one, right? Yeah, these two right here. And his, I got completed. And I was getting so mad because all I had left, right? Hang on. His is also a 16 count ivory, Ada. I'm trying to get this so I can hold it and it won't flop. Okay, man. So all I had left was this right here, right? And I'm like, oh, easy peasy. And I started doing it and I get to the top and this section over here was way up here. And I'm like, where did it end? It ended where my finger is. Like, I'm like, why is that so long? And then I started looking, I was like, oh my dear God, I like doubled an entire section. I was so peeved. So I got this section done and then I started frogging and then I was like, you know what? I frogged down to here and then I filled and then I worked this back in and I just worked the cream around it. I was like, you know what? Nobody's gonna know because I was supposed to frog like down to here and then I was gonna redo the whole thing to make it correct. I was like, you know what? Nobody's gonna know. So I just frogged down to where I needed to get the little loop in there for the dark part, because I felt like it would look better with it. And yeah. And then the third one I'm going to show you is mine. And mine, I wanted to get the outlines for parchments 1 and 2 completed. And I got it done. Mine, I'm also doing on a 16 count Ada, but I tried my hand at coffee dyeing. And it doesn't look like typical coffee dyed fabric, but it gave me the look I was going for, so I'm happy with it. And so mine is done also. So there's parchments 1 and 2. That's what 2 looks like. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It's backwards. I'm like, why is there so much filled in over here? It's backwards. So over here, it's only this little section that's got it because parchment 4 is actually this line right here. But anyway, so I got to come up with some new goals for these for next year. And I think I'm going to start having the goals be to get some of this stuff filled in. So all right, hold on, hang on. I had this in a certain way in my bag so that I wouldn't have to keep looking at all of them trying to figure out who needed. Okay, so Lachlan's, I have a bag that my mom made that's like divided. And so I had Lachlan's in the front part and then I had mine and Peyton's in the back because I had our goals completed. So I'm excited to see these things start taking shape. And it's like so basically you're like you're a student at Hogwarts and you're writing letters to your parents back home. And there's one for each chapter, which is each section of parchment. And you have to decide at certain points, like with chapter 1 is the house banner, and you're supposed to take a quiz to sort yourself into a house. And so I had all of us do the quiz a while ago, like years ago, back in 2020. And so I think I might have the boys redo the quiz because I'm curious if they would be sorted into different houses as they've kind of like gotten older. But when we did the quizzes a couple years ago, I was sorted into Ravenclaw and the boys were both in Hufflepuff. So I'm wondering if they would stay in the same houses doing the quizzes 3 years later, because they were 10 and 7 at the time, and now they're 13 and 10. So we'll see. Okay, so now, I mean, I had 2. So there's 2 of the 3 completed goals. Now I'm going to show you the rest of them. Oh, not that one yet. I'm going to save that one for last. Okay, next up is a kit from Artiste that I cannot get into. Why can't I get into this? There we go. Next up is a kit from Artiste, and this is called Merry Christmas. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't it cute? I love it. I absolutely adore it. It's so precious. My goal was to completely finish the C and the H. Like, all I had left to do was backstitch them. I had all the, when I pulled it out, all I had left was the backstitching on it. And I went ahead and got that done. I did 500 stitches to get them completed. Yeah, you can't tell. So there it is. Isn't it cute? So my error, I have an error. I have a boo-boo. And my boo-boo is that the H is not backstitched in the correct color. This will probably be the only time I mention this. The H is not backstitched in the correct color. The correct color is actually backstitched on the C. Can you see it? I know it's kind of blurry, but I started backstitching on the H in black because that's what you normally backstitch with, right? And I'm like, God, why do I not have a whole lot of black? That's weird. And I got part of the Santa Claus done and my thread shortened, so I had to end it. And I wanted to double check on the Santa's eyeballs, like how many threads it was to get his little French knot eyeballs done. And I realized that it was actually supposed to be $37.99. The gray, the dark gray. Well, it's not $37.99 in the kit, but that's what it looks like. So here's my black and my gray. I leave them on the thread cards when they come like this. I leave them on the thread cards, and yeah, they get a little tangled, but it doesn't bother me. But I just kind of, like, when I go to pull a thread, I just kind of pull apart. I pull apart what I need. It's hard for me to do it right now because I'm like doing it backwards. Okay. So I pull, you can't see that. So I separate out the thread that I'm wanting to get, right? I separate it out, and then I pull from here. I don't want to do it too much because I don't want to mess up my thing. But I pull from here and I pull it loose from the length, and then I just pluck it out. And then if I don't end up using the whole thing, I just loop it around the remaining color. I just loop it around the remaining color like that. So anyway, what I wanted to show you was, this was all the black I had. And I'm like, God, that doesn't seem like a whole lot to backstitch that entire piece, right? And this is my dark gray. That will give me enough to backstitch the entire piece. I'm like, no! I had already had the H completely backstitched, and I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to pull all that out? So I was chatting with Alara when I noticed my mistake, and she was like, well, go ahead and do the C and see if you need to fix it. And so I did the C in the gray like I was supposed to. I even finished the Santa in the gray. So he's like half gray, half black. And I took a picture and sent her. She's like, you can't even tell. It's like, all right, boom, I'm leaving it then. But isn't that cookie adorable? I love that little frosted gingerbread cookie, whatever it is. It's so cute. It's super cute. I love it. Are there any more like that? Yeah. Oh, good. I like the look of it, and I get to do it again on the M, so I'm excited. And I'm really looking forward to doing the S in Christmas, that little ribbon candy. It's going to be really cute. So anyway, so there's that. that goal is completed. Next up is Patchwork Quilt Room, and this is Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Cyril Marchetti. Really love his stuff. He has very nice stuff. This is regular size max color, 700 by 490, has 238 colors. Him and Amy Stewart, I feel a lot of their pieces benefit, like as much as I hate having to do like all the color switching for 293 colors, I feel like his stuff benefits from the max color. Him and Amy Stewart, like they need those extra colors to get the detail that's in their pieces. Anyway, my goal was to get this to 2%. I only needed 600 stitches to get that done, which I did. And I was kind of like working in some of the ninja stitches and like picking a color and getting it filled in. So I worked a lot up here. And then I just needed a few left, and I had like a solid block of color I could work on. So I came down here and did that. But yeah, so I got this to 2%. This is, hang on, 343,000 stitches. I have a total of 6,859, and I am exactly 2%. And I'm doing this on a 20 count, easy count, Aida, 2 threads, full cross. Really digging how it's coming out so far. All right. Last but not least is my finish. This is from a trio of patterns from Stitch Rovia called Joy, Hope, and Love. And I've already completed these two. This one I completed at the beginning of the year. This one, I think I finished last Flosstube. I think I showed the finish last Flosstube. This is the one I pulled and I got it done. I did 1,000, I was estimating 1,400 stitches to get it done, just looking at the pattern and looking what I had left. And I was pretty close. It was a total of 1,300, I almost said 13,000, 1,309 stitches to get the goal completed. I did this on a 14 count black Aida with 2 threads, full cross. And there is my finish. Isn't it pretty? Listen, y'all, this confetti in this piece was no joke. Like, holy cow. I do a lot of full coverages. I do a lot of confetti stitching, and my eyes were crossing with this because there's like, I don't know, it's just so many different colors, and they're all mixed together. They're easy to miss a color here and there, but I got it done. It looks so good. I am so happy with it. Super happy with it. One more time, just because it's just so pretty. I don't know how I'm going to finish it yet. I have a lot of projects that I need to FFO that I have not. I love it. So pretty. Okay. So all 3 of those patterns are completed. Yay. Happy day. All right. Let me just throw this back in here for right now. Now I have a project bag. I just got to put this away before, I got to put the piece away before I use the project bag. Okay. Time to bust out the big board with my marker. Got my Blues Clues marker. Let me move my back support. Oh. Get my board out. Okay. This poor board has seen some better days. I think for next year, I'm going to need 4 boards. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I think I'm going to need 4 boards, y'all. Maybe even 5 looking at this. Okay, so Harry Potter Stitcher and Adventure for Peyton. Oh, they're down here. Let's mark off my completed goals. All right, Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure, Peyton. Ah, it's starting to fall. And then Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure, mine. And then Joy up here. And it's a finish, so we're gonna mark that off with a star, asterisk, whatever. And then Patchwork Quilt Room is down here. Ah, the dent is not letting me color. There we go. And then Merry Christmas, which is up here. Let's admire this board for a second. Let's just admire the board for just a minute. Look at all that. It looks like a government paper that was released to the public with all the black with all the censored stuff. Oh, okay. Wow. I'm gonna do the tally marks at the top here in a minute. But let's just look at this. We can now count on here how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 goals left. Oh, I shouldn't have done it that way. Oh, well. I only have 25 goals left to complete. Oh my God, it's way over here. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 100. 114 goals done, guys. And then, oh. So I only have 25 goals left to finish. And real quick, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've completed 13 projects this year. 13. Now, mind you, I averaged, like, finishing stuff, I average like 1 every 2 years. And this year, I have finished 13 so far. Wild. This goal thing is working for me. It really is. You should try it because it works. I have ADHD like a mofo. Well, ADD like a mofo. Like I squirrel so hard. But I've been able to stay focused on my goals. Some of them, it does take me a while to get them done, but this is working. I'm happy. So let's do this. I'm going to move this stuff. Hold on. I got to rearrange. I have to rearrange my set over here. Okay. I'm down to 1 little fabric bin with the projects left remaining. Those big containers that I had my projects in, I currently have 4. I used to have 3. Well, no, I think I started with 2, but then I got a third one because it was just so cramped. No, I had them shoved into 2, and then I was putting them into the third one as I completed them. And then as I was completing them and the 2 was getting a lot looser and the completed one was getting fuller, I shoved them all into 1. And then as I was completing more, I was able to put them into the fabric bin. Yeah, but with all my new starts that I'm going to do, I had to buy a 4th Sterilite bin. And I'm going to need a 5th. I'm gonna need a 5th one. Like, I can't even put away the new starts that I have. Like, I have a pile of new starts sitting over here, and I can't put them away because I have no more room. Then I also will have these. So, and the 4 that I have are kind of tight. So I want to get a 5th one so that it's not so cramped. Okay, hang on. A couple of these are stuck in the corner. Okay. So, time to pick my next batch of projects. I am going to... I'm just going to start picking. I only got 25 to choose from. We'll just start picking and see what we pull out. Oopsies, I dropped it. Oh, I need this. Okay. All right, first up. Ooh, Haunted Library Sal. I don't have my goals list in front of me. I just realized this. Oh, wait, yes, I do. It's down here. It's just not totally updated. I need ink for my printer, and my computer is like over in the dining room. So I'm going to have to, some of these I may have to estimate my goal, because I don't have exact numbers for everything. Where is it? It's big and it's thick because it's got all the parts in it. Where is it? Where is it? Haunted Library Sal is apparently nowhere to be found. I gotta find it. I wonder if I accidentally put it away. I think I accidentally put it up. Like away. So we're just going to talk about it because I am not entirely sure. You know what? I might know where it is. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me just a moment because it's bugging me now. Yep, I had it put away with all my other stuff. I don't know why I had it put up. But here's the benefit of having your stuff completely alphabetical. I was sitting there staring like this because I was trying to see which bin, like where the alphabet falls, because I have index cards in here. And I was like, that bin started with coffee break, and that bin over there started with in her garden. And I was like, well, it's got to be in that one then. I knew exactly where to go because I had everything alphabetical. Okay, so so Haunted Library Sal from Lola Crow Cross Stitch. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Just not that ugly. It's a bad printout. My goal is to get the prologue completed. And I'm doing this on an 18 count Vintage Country Mocha Ada. And that's where I'm at with it so far. So I got a little bit left here to do. And then this half will be done. And I'll move over to the other side. So I'm almost halfway there. I'm going to leave this out because I wanted to show you guys the index card system that I'm going to have for next year. I'm very tactile when it comes to my stuff. I don't like, I have some stuff on a computer, but for the most part, I'm going to kind of put this in the back there. for the most part. I want it like in front of me on paper. Okay, next up, which is why I have the basket. I don't like the wheel spin. It's too easy to just say, nah, let's hit it again. Let's pretend like that didn't pick it. Okay, next up. Oh, Rainbow Castle. The piece I showed you a little bit ago that I want to get to 1%. And I need, it's a piece from Heaven and Earth Designs, Sarah Marchetti. I need 2,060 stitches to get that done. I'm not going to pull it out because I just showed it to you. So 2,060 stitches to get that goal completed. I have no idea how many stitches I need to complete Haunted Library Cell because I have it on paper. So I don't know how many stitches it's going to be. Let's see. Next up, California Dreaming. Showed you that one already too from Heaven and Earth Designs. Trying to get this to 25% by the end of the year. Let's see. Next up is, I'm trying to mix this up because I'm starting to pull projects that I just had. I mean, I have so few projects now that I won't be surprised if I pull a bunch that I just had, but still. Ooh, Day to Night Africa. I haven't pulled this thing out in a hot minute. Oh, I'm excited. Where is it? Hang on. This is a retired chart from Pain Free Crafts. Artwork is by Lars Stewart. 650 by 464. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm so excited. I love this. I have all 4 of those pieces. I grabbed them all. I had one and then I was like, oh, it's really pretty. And then she said they were retiring, so I had to go buy the rest of them. So this is I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. This is my starting point. And my goal is to get this to 0.5%. I'm at 0.2% right now. I think I had pulled this a while ago and I didn't work on it because at the start of the year, I had 600 stitches on it, and I currently have 600 stitches on it. So to complete this goal, I had estimated 900 stitches to get this done. I will definitely be working on this. Okay, next up. Cupid's Cafe. Cupid's Cafe. This is from Sugar Stitches. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have the piece that I wanted from Sugar Stitches. I'm super excited to say that I'm going to start it next year. I got the fabric for it in like a couple weeks ago. It's a Marshmallow World. I'm super excited. I love that piece. It's so cute. This is my starting point for this go round. The white's kind of hard to see, but this is on a 28 count baby pink even weave, and I'm doing it with 2 threads over 2, and my goal is to finish it. Now, when I said I wanted to finish this, this has way more stitches than I thought it was going to. If I would have realized how many stitches it truly was, I would not have said I wanted to finish it. I mean, it's a lot. On the computer, I have a more accurate stitch count, but where is it? Cupid's Cafe. This printout here from, I don't even know how long ago. It was recent enough that I got it from 4 pages of stuff down to 2. But I had 3,000 stitches on it as of that, with that, but I don't know if that's completely accurate, but it's a lot of stitches. Okay, next up. Oh, spring sampler. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is, way back in the back. This is from Cooler Design Studio. Artwork is by Sandy Orton. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Isn't it pretty? I have all 4 of them started. I will be continuing with all 4 of them next year, of course. I love these things. I saw the winter ones stitched up by Brian from Blitz Stitch. That was the first time I had ever seen them, and I fell in love with them. And then I was like, oh, I want to get that pattern so bad. And I loved how he did it. Like, I was harassing him about what kind of fabric he was using, because I would like ask him and he would answer, and then I would kind of forget to like get the stuff, and then I'd ask him again and he'd answer, and then I forget. And you know, so he did his on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, and so that's what I'm doing with mine, because it turned out so good. So this is my starting point for spring sampler. I have a couple threads. Oh, this thread over here is my back stitching thread for over here, but I needed to get more stitches in, so I just kind of parked it over here, and then I'll put it back over here and continue with the back stitching once it's like done. But this thread's hanging because I was done for the night, but I still had a lot of thread to go. So that's my starting point for spring sampler, and my goal was to do 1,000 stitches, and I've done 500 so far, so I need another 500 and this one will be done. Like I said, I'm doing a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, which is what I'm doing all 4 of them in. Oh yeah, so he had done the winter one, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty. And then he mentioned that they had one for every season, and I'm like, oh, sold. I'm a sucker for season stuff. Like when it's a series like that, spring, summer, fall, winter. Love it. Because my thought is, oh, well, if you get all 4 of them done, if you frame them in the same frame, you can just switch the frames out every season. That's if you get them done. Okay, next up. Oh, best friends quotes. Where are you at? Right here, this piece. So I need 1,200 stitches to get this goal done. Okay, let's pull another one. Oh, I feel like my tummy's gonna start rumbling. I feel like my tummy's gonna, oh, there it goes. It's like, feed me, Seymour. Okay, next up. Oh, so Gloria Bottom. This one's done. I didn't pull it out of the thing because I didn't feel like digging through all those, but I did this at the retreat. I finished that at the retreat. That was like an extra one that I had pulled, not out of the basket. I was just like, I was determined to get it done at the retreat. Ooh. All right, next up. Mr. Grinch. Where are you at? This is from the Cross Stitch Studio. It's a limited edition pattern. I don't remember how long her sale is going for. I think there's still 2 more days, and this is going to post the same day that I'm filming. So I want to say that the sale will end either Sunday or Monday. This is currently available, but it will no longer be available once her Black Friday sale is over. It's 175 by 210. It's not a full coverage. It's got 30 colors. That piece right there. My goal is to finish it. I am currently at 15.43%, so I doubt this will be finished by the end of the year. I'm doing this on I think this is an 18 count white opalescent Ada. That's where I'm at with it so far. You can't see the sparkle. There you go, you can see it now. So yeah, sparkly fabric. So my goal is to finish it. I currently have 1,400 stitches done out of 9,000. So 7,600. Put that up. 7,600 stitches, I think, to get this done. Okay. Reaching Skyward. This is from Modern Folk Embroidery. Where is it? Here it is. Modern Folk Embroidery, this year's stitch along. Oh, which is in Pattern Keeper. I was like, why do I not have the pattern? Here it is. So this is my color palette for it. Doing it in pink and blue. And the colors I am using are 336 and 917, both DMC. And I'm doing this on a fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics, and it is called Polar Blue. It's from November of 22, and it's 20 count Ada, 2 threads full cross. That's my starting point. I'm really digging how it's turning out so far. My goal was to do 1,000 stitches, I think. Reaching Skyward. Yeah, 1,000 stitches. I have to double check my computer. I believe that I did 400. I think I still need 600 stitches to get this done. I gotta double check the computer though, because that one's more accurate. That's a more accurate list. Oh wait, hold on. So Pattern Keeper, I have 900 stitches done. I started the year, because I have my starting point. Yeah, I have 4, so I need 600 more stitches to get this goal done. Next up, Awesome Myth. This is from Stitch Robia. I brought this with me to the retreat thinking, hey, I might be able to get 2 finishes at the retreat. And I was kind of thinking I needed about 1,000 stitches left to finish it off, with a few back stitches here and there. This has a lot more back stitch than I thought it did. So it says, this is what it'll look like when it's done. It says, be so awesome, people think you're a myth. I really thought that all the back stitching I needed was the people think phrase. Yeah, no, there's way more. Like there's loops and there's stars and there's like lines. I'm like, son of a motherless goat. So I'm doing this on a 16 or 18 count white opalescent Ada. 2 strands full cross. That's where I'm at with it so far. Not counting the back stitching. I am 81.09% complete. I was able to load it into Pattern Keeper. It just doesn't have the back stitches on there, so I'll pull up the PDF to do the back stitching. But I'm at 4,300 out of 5,303 stitches, so I'm 81.009%. So I need 1,000 cross stitches plus back stitching. And it's a super easy pattern to work. So this is, yeah. Once I pull my projects, once I'm done pulling, we'll kind of run through them and see which ones I think could possibly be completed goals. Next up is A whole lot of latte. Whole lot of latte. The piece that I love the finish, but I hate working on. So 13,000, I say 440 that I had done. 13,360 stitches. Oh my God. Sorry. 13,360 stitches to get that gold done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, we'll pull a few more. I'm going to have to change baskets here soon. The basket's getting a little ridiculous for the few projects I have in it. Okay. Oh, compass. Do you guys remember that one? It's been a hot minute since I pulled this. This is from Maya Stitch on Etsy. Yeah, remember this piece? My goal is to get 1,000 stitches done on the top left page because I was trying to do it kind of page by page. When I pulled it the last time, I had done 400 stitches. I just need 600 more to get the goal done. I'm just doing this on one of those rolls of the Charles Craft like printed Ada that you can get. 123 Stitch does sell it, but I think that theirs is a little bit more expensive than what you pick up at like Joann's or Michael's or whatever. But it's the like the kind of blue green pretty oceany looking one. That's where I'm at with this so far. So I need another 600 stitches to get this goal done. What I may do is go in and look and see what cross stitching is completed. I may go in and start doing some back stitching if the cross stitching all around it's completed. I don't know. Anyway, I need 600 more stitches to get that done. I want to say that Day to Night Africa might be the only piece I have left that I've pulled, but I have not worked on it. That'll change because I'm gonna work on it this time. Okay, next up, Walking to Town. This is an Old Dimensions kit. I have been riding the struggle bus so hard with this one because I just can't seem to, I love the piece and I love how it's looking, but every time I pull it out, I like really struggle with working on it. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I need to double check the computer because I feel like I'm halfway through, almost halfway through. Yeah, it's on the computer because I have on here, I wanted to do 1,000 stitches. And my printout here says that I've done 250, but I've worked on it since then. So I don't need 250. I mean, I've done more than 250, but I got to double check and see how many I've done. I want to say it's about 500 or 600 stitches left to go on this. I feel like the last time I worked on this, I either did 200 or 300. But that's where I'm at with it so far. So I want to say I need about 500 or 600 more stitches to get this goal done. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll pull let's pull 2 more to make it 15. Yeah, we'll pull 2 more to make it 15. Because I feel like some of these goals I'm going to be able to get done and switch over to another project in the same day, depending on what day I pull it. Ah, I love you to death. This is from Stitchman Darcy. He has a Flosstube. He also has an Etsy shop. Of course, that's where I got the pattern. Where is it? That is what it's going to look like when it's done. You have the option of putting your own names in there on the gravestones. I don't have anyone to put on there because I'm single by choice. But I had thoughts about putting my cats on there, Mr. Whiskers and Gracie Lou. They have a love-hate relationship. My goal for this is to get it to 30%. I am currently at 12%. But it's a fairly easy pattern to stitch. Like I started the year, I mean, there's only 9,400 stitches on it. So it's not like the 30% is like a huge amount. I needed 2,100 when I was like mathing it out like completely. I needed 2,193 stitches to get it done. And I did 500 the last time, so I need what's 21 minus 5? 6. 1,600 stitches to get this goal done. I don't know what kind of fabric this is. I have no clue. There's just some gray stuff that I picked up. I think it's a linen. Some kind of gray linen that I picked up on 1-2-3 Stitch. I don't know what fabric it is. I was looking, but this was like, I wanted it to be kind of like a gloomy, creepy thing. But yeah. So except for the name, this gravestone, well, the name and then the bottom line right here, this gravestone's done. And I had come over here and I was working on this tree. The tree still needs to be completed. But what I was doing was I was working on hang on. So what I'm going to do when I pull this out is I'm going to pull 310 and I'm going to work a thread. I'm going to work threads of 310 until, hang on. I'm going to work threads of 310 until it drops, until it like goes up. And then I'll do 3371 until it goes up. And I'm just going to keep working the colors from the most to the least. Like that. So I was working on 3371 the last time I had it. And I'll just keep doing that until it gets done. Or at least until the 30%. I just shut my tablet off. I don't know why, because I might need it one more time. All right. I said one more, right? Okay. Last one. Drum roll, please. Sweet Shop. Sweet Shop. I just showed you the piece a little bit ago. Want to get this to 1%. I need 950 stitches to get this goal done. So I have 15 projects to pick from. Let me throw these back in here real quick. So I should have 10 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, okay. So I got 15 projects to pick from. Let's see real quick how many I think I could get done. Sweet Shop, I needed 950. This is a possibility. If not a possibility, it's going to be pretty darn close by the time, like the next time. I Love You to Death. Yeah, that one's going to be kind of a close one. Walking to Town, if I can get on it, I'll be able to get this one done. Compass, yes. Whole Lot of Latte, I'm going to work on all of them, but that definitely will not get done. Awesome Myth, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get that one completed. Same with Reaching Skyward. Cupid's Cafe will not have its goal done. Spring Sampler will. Friends Quotes, that's a maybe because it's 1,200 more stitches. The Mr. Grinch goal will, and I'm saying I'm going to work on it, but the goal will not be completed. Day to Night Africa is a definite yes. Actually, that's a maybe. I need 900 stitches on it. I'm trying to be realistic with what I do. California Dreaming, that goal will not be done. Rainbow Castle, that goal will not be done. And Haunted Library Sal, probably not. I'll work on them, but they ain't gonna get done. So I feel like, so let's say this now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like I could get 5 more goals done by the next video. With 4 possibles, depending on how much stitching I can get done. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 definite no's. So my goal is to work on all the projects, but I think I want to try to focus on getting those ones that I think I can get them done. Because I want to see how many of these things I can actually complete by the end of the year. So, I was looking at my calendar, and like I was saying at the beginning of the video, there's only, because I film every 2 weeks, there's only 3 more floss tubes until the end of the year. Counting today, so really only 2 more. And I have to do my whip parade. My whip parade, I am going to film the final week of the year. I was actually hoping I would be able to film it on New Year's Eve, but I'm going to have my kids that entire weekend. I get them back Friday. New Year's Eve is that Sunday. So that's not going to happen because I am not filming this epically long whip parade with my kids there. As much as I know a lot of you enjoy hearing my kids in the background with the burping and the soda cans and the commentary, it stresses me out. Because I don't always care for the background noise. Like if it's occasional, it's fine. But it's like, I've seen a few floss tubes where their kids are just like causing a ruckus in the background. And I'm like, God, just stop. So yeah, it stresses me out when my kids are home and I'm trying to film. So I'm going to be filming my whip parade in parts, and then I'm going to post it. I'm going to start posting the parts every few hours on New Year's Eve. Like I'm going to schedule them to start posting on New Year's Eve, depending on how long they are and depending on how many parts they end up being. So that'll be a nice little end of year treat for you. I'm going to try to start posting them depending on how long the actual videos are, like how long each part is. I'm going to try to time it so that the next part will kind of like be published like right around the ending time of the previous part, so that if you're not doing anything and you want to watch me all day, you can just immediately start watching the next one. I think it's going to be in about 4 or 5 different parts, because I'm going to show my current whips and my new starts, because I have goals set for, I have stuff set for each of them. Here it is. Yeah. I was like, I put Haunted Library Sal in a certain spot because I wanted to show you my index card system. And then I moved it around because I was like, what goals can I get done? So what I've been doing, so I wanted to show you all of it because I wanted to kind of tell you what my goal was, my milestones and my goals for each piece. So this is going to be really long, but I'm not going to do what I did last year where I'm just like showing and just making up a goal as I'm going along. I actually kind of like set milestones. So I have my index card with the name of the piece on it. And then what I did was I wrote down milestones, and then my end goal will be to finish this haunted library cell. Now, these are not necessarily goals that I like want to have done by the end of the year. If I have them done by the end of the year, that's fabulous. But this is not like set in stone. What I will do when it gets to the end of next year is I will kind of take a look at what got done, what didn't get done, and either keep the current stuff or add to it or revamp it or whatever. But this is just the purpose of this, which I had talked about before, by having these really high goals set for these pieces, which I'll bring up again when I'm doing my whip parade. But the reason why I have these really big goals set for these pieces is because I want to be able to work on stuff throughout the year. There are goals that I completed at the beginning of the year, and I have not touched those projects all year long because I completed the goal for them. And there's some pieces like Christmas Rules, for example, from Primrose Cottage Stitches. I could easily, like, that is a very easy stitch. I could very easily get that done next year. And I completed the goal of this one section. I completed the goal in like one night. And then I put it away. And I haven't touched it all year. And it makes me sad because it's a cute piece and I want to work on it more. So I wanted to avoid putting something away after only getting to work on it for one night. But I have a lot of pieces. I have a lot of projects. Not just right now. I mean, next year I'm going to have a lot of projects. Yeah. So, it's on my computer, which I don't have. But what I did was I have my entire list of projects, both new starts and current whips. I have them listed by name, the designer, what categories I put them into, and then I think I have like stars if they're a new start or not. Because some of my pieces technically could fall into more than one category. Like Haunted Library Cell, I think I definitely have it under, I have a category called Cell for all the stitch alongs that I'm in. But I don't remember if I put it under holiday or not because it's spooky, but I don't know. I probably could add it to holiday if it's not there. So I have holiday, which is all the holidays, Easter, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, anything like that. And then I have a separate Christmas category because I have a lot of Christmas pieces. I have large kits, small kits, full coverage. Wait, hold on. Large kits, small kits, full coverage, holiday, Christmas, Etsy, because I have a lot of Etsy patterns, gnomes, Sal's, fancy like, because I'm going to be starting some fancy ladies next year. I also have some pieces that I think are fancy to me. Sampler-esque, which are, because I have some samplers that I'm going to start next year, or pieces that are kind of like samplers. And then other for pieces that don't really fall into any of those categories. But I have an example for walking to town. That's not what I was trying to say. I have an example for a project that would fall into multiple categories. Walking to town. So walking to town. This falls into two categories. It goes under large kits because it is a kit, but it also falls under the Christmas category. Technically, it's not a Christmas piece, but I get Christmas vibes from it. So I'm still calling it a Christmas piece. So stuff like that. I do have a few projects that are, in 3 categories. I don't remember what they are, but I do have some projects that are in like 3 different categories. So the reason why I have them in the categories is I'm going to have everything. I was going to pull categories and then pull projects from those categories, but I'm changing it up. I'm going to have everything in one basket. I'm going to have all the projects in one basket. And I'm just going to pull like, I don't know how many yet. Maybe 15, maybe 20. I think I might pull 20 just to keep it. That way you don't know if I'm going to work on all 20 or if I'm going to just work on 14 or, you know, it's a mystery. But say I pull the 15 projects, right? And let's pretend, for example, that Haunted Library Sal is 1. I'm going to work on milestone 1. I filled this out thinking I'm not going to have the prologue completed by the end of the year. So my first milestone is going to be to finish the prologue, right? So I will work on that to finish the prologue. And if I don't get it done, it goes back in the basket. If I do get this done, and this is what I'm going to, this will make more sense once I actually get this all in play. It makes total sense in my head. I completely understand what I'm doing. You probably would if you saw, once you see everything actually in action. I'm still keeping my boards. I'm going to need multiples, but I'm going to have them with the project name, and then I'm going to have little blocks for the milestones. And then what I'll do is every video I will cross out the milestones as I get them done. So say I feel like I only have this in the Sal category, and I may change it to holiday as well for Halloween. But once I get this done, I'm going to cross off the milestone on the board, and I'll probably just put a line through it here so I know that milestone's done. And then what will happen is this will go away until however many, say I have like 15 projects. Let's say I have 15 projects in the Sal category. I get this milestone done, and I'm going to set it aside until I get 7 milestones completed in the Sal category, because that's going to be about half. Once I get 7 milestones completed, then all 7 of those go back into the basket, and I will, let's use Walking to Town as another Sal, as an example. I get this milestone done. This is another milestone that needs to be done, but it's not one that I get completed. It's out of the 15. I get 7 milestones completed. Then these go back into the basket, and I will work on, I'm still working on milestone 1 for this one, but now I've moved on to milestone 2 of Haunted Library. And let's say I get milestone 2 done, it comes out. But I'm still working on milestone 1 here. But I get another 7 milestones completed on all the different cells, and it all goes back in. But this way I can keep working on projects all throughout the year. Now, where it will probably sound confusing for some people is when they're in multiple categories. How am I going to do that, you ask? Say this is in both holiday and Sal. And I have it on a spreadsheet on my computer. I have all the WIPs in their categories. And if they're in multiple categories, I have them all in black. And if they're in multiple categories, they're in, the font is red, so that I know when I look at it that it's, my computer's way over there. I'm not going to go get it. I'll show you guys at the end of the year when I do my WIP parade. But I have the fonts in red so that when I see it, I know that it's in multiple categories. So if it's in multiple categories, so I'm not pulling categories, I'm just pulling WIPs out. So if it's in multiple categories, on the computer, I have them lined out, right? Lined out. And I will work on it for the first category that it falls under. So if this is in holiday and Sal, on my computer, holiday is first. And so I will work on it for the holiday category. If I get the goal completed, it goes away for the holiday one, but it's still in play for the Sal. So I can still pull it, and if I get milestone 1 done for holiday, I will still work on it and just move to milestone 2 under the Sal. It will make more sense as I get this done. I know it sounds very confusing. I've got it. But this way, some of these projects, I can keep working on them. But yeah, so it will still be in play for milestone 2. And I'm not like saying, oh, well, now milestone 2 is on this one. It's just that's a milestone I'm working towards. So I'll just keep working on it while it's in play under the holiday or under the Sal category. Holiday is done. I'm working on Sal. I keep working on milestone 2. Now, if I hit milestone 2 under the Sal category, then it will go away for both categories until I get half of the milestones done. Now, say the Sal category, half those milestones get done, Haunted Library comes back out, and I start working on milestone 3. And then the holiday category milestones, half of those get done. So it comes back into play for both. And I'll just keep working on the milestones. And then once I hit a milestone, whichever category I pulled it for first, it goes away for that one. I know, it's a lot. It sounds so confusing, I think, when I'm saying it out loud, but it totally makes sense in my head. So, but yeah, as I get my milestones completed, I will be checking them off on the boards, multiple boards. I will be showing all of my stuff in my WIP parade. I think I'm going to do one more video with the basket. We'll see how many goals I get done. We'll see how many goals I get done. So this is what I keep thinking about. So I got to do my WIP parade, right? My last Flosstube scheduled would be like, oh my God, what was it? Do I have a calendar on my tablet? I don't like filming. I don't want to film a New Year's Flosstube with my kids here because I have so many, I'm going to have so much stuff out because I'm going to have all these containers with all these WIPs that I'm going to be digging through. You guys remember when I would have to like dig for the projects? And a lot of you just like really enjoyed that. Yeah, we're going back to that because I'm going to have so many. not have a calendar? So is there really no calendar on here? Here we go. It's like it was in utilities. I want, here we go, month. How do I, oh, here we go. I've never looked at the calendar on my tablet. So my final floss tube for the year is going to be December the 23rd, right before Christmas. So I would have basically a week's worth of stitching. You know what I could do? So I didn't want to spoil some of my new starts for you guys until after the whip parade. So I'm going to do a regular floss tube next time, but depending on how many goals I get, I don't know if I'm going to pull from the basket or not. But I think what I might do is the final floss tube of the year, I will just show what still needs to be done. Or maybe I will pull from the basket, but I'll pull less. I'll only pull like 10. Well, we'll see how many projects I have left. I'll pull half of the projects and then maybe I'll do the other half at the end of the year. But what I may do is I may do a normal floss tube. It probably won't be as long, but then I'll do a special floss tube that I won't set to publish until the new year. I'll film 2 floss tubes. One I'll post that day. One I will schedule to post starting at the beginning of the year, like on January 1st, right? I'll also film my whip parade and schedule that to post on December the 31st. Got it. Okay. Because I wanted to be able to work on new projects at the start of the new year. But I don't want to film a floss tube with all my stuff out with my boys here on the 1st. I didn't want to spoil it. I didn't want to spoil it by posting it on December 23rd. I got it. So I'll just do, it'll maybe a shorter floss tube on the 23rd, but it'll be like a regular one for the end of the year stuff, right? Then I'll go ahead and start filming a New Year floss tube. So you're going to get like so many videos from me at the end of the year because I'm going to have my regular floss tube on the 23rd. My whip parades are going to be like, I might even start posting them on the 30th. It depends on how many parts it's in and how long they are. And then January 1st, I'm going to schedule a video to post that will be like a New Year floss tube where I'm pulling projects to work on just for the week until my normal floss tube, which will be that following weekend. You guys are going to get so much Jen at the end of the year. Merry Christmas. But yeah, that way I don't spoil anything. But then I still get to work on new projects because I do have a New Year, New Start that I'm going to be doing with Case from Cheap Girl Stitches. Mountain, I don't have it in Pattern Keeper. Mountain Cabin from Heaven and Earth Designs. That's going to be my New Year, New Start. So yeah, Mountain Cabin from Dominic Davison by Heaven and Earth Designs. I do not have it on Pattern Keeper, so I cannot show you. But me and her are going to be starting that together on New Year's Day. And then I'm going to pull like projects so that when my new floss tubes start up, my normal ones start up, I can maybe I can go ahead and start knocking some goals out, some milestones. So anyway, I think I got that all worked out. Yeah. So film on the 23rd, I'll film 2 floss tubes, one my regular one, and then one to post on January the 1st. And then I will start filming my whip parades. I'll start filming my whip parades. And then I'll either have them start posting on the 30th or on the 31st. Again, depending on how many I have and how long they are. Yeah, okay, got it. All right, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you like what you have to see and you have not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post. Again, I usually post every 2 weeks, but next month, apparently, I'm going to be posting like 50 million videos. So I will not be doing Flossmas, by the way. I can't, it's too much for me. It's too much. I'm not doing Flossmas, but I am looking forward to seeing everybody else's. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say. We'll see how many of these goals I can get done. What did I say? I said I think I had like 6 that would not get done, 4 that were maybes, and 5s that I'm pretty sure I could get done, right? We'll see if I can stick to that. All right. Take care. Happy stitching. Get a lot of stitches in, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.